Hi there, cadets. Today we're going to talk about the assembly and hand position for a French horn. Very simple process. First step, you need to make sure that your case is right side up. Usually you're going to have a name on the case, and it should be pretty obvious with the latches too. It's a very simple mistake to make, so please make sure that it's right side up. Open your latches. They can have anywhere from like 2 to 4. Mine only has 2 because one of them fell off. So that's very common. Please be careful if you also have a case like that. So I'm going to open my case. Looks like kind of a big instrument because it is. You can usually grab just about anything on the French horn, but I'm going to recommend that you put your hand closer to the bell when you pick it up out of the case, just because it's a very large part of the instrument that you're not going to damage. If you grab a hold of one slide, one pipe on the instrument, you could cause some damages, so just be careful. I always grab close to the bell because I'm not going to damage it. So I pick up the whole horn, and then I grab my mouthpiece, and I'm going to close the case and just kind of set it off to the side so we have a little more space. Now, very simple. Take your mouthpiece, put it into the lead pipe, which is this part that attaches to the mouthpiece, and twist just a little bit so the mouthpiece stays in place. I want to highly caution you against the cool sound. This sounds cool. It's very easy to get your mouthpiece stuck. I actually greased that before I did that so it wouldn't get stuck. And then one more thing, if you ever get your mouthpiece stuck on your instrument, don't try to take it off with a pair of pliers. Tell Dad to step back, get away from my French horn. Don't let anybody try to use force to get it off. We have very specific tools that are made specifically just for this purpose. So your teacher can probably help you, or you might have to take it to a repair technician in the area to get that removed if you get it stuck on there. Just be careful. Don't just start twisting and pulling on it, because you can actually pull pipes off of the instrument reasonably easy. So just be careful with that. If you get it stuck, talk to your teacher before you start pulling on it with pliers. So both of our hands actually function as a holding device, I guess you could say. Unlike the trumpet, our left hand is what mostly holds the trumpet. But on a French horn, it's kind of a double team situation. So I'm going to hold this a little closer to the camera so that you can see it. You should see a little ring right here, and that is for your left pinky finger. And then I have another one back here. If you have a double horn, you're going to have a trigger here. Mine is just a single horn. A double horn has more tubing and it's a lot bigger and heavier. This one functions just fine for what I do on French horn, but if you become a serious horn player, you're going to want a double horn. So mine is just a button, or it's like a rest here for me, and I can hold the instrument mostly with those fingers, but on a double horn that will be another valve that you can use. Okay, so and then you take your first 3 fingers, and I kind of curve them around like this. It's not supposed to be like this or like your fingernails. It should be the tips of your fingers just on the valves like this. First finger, second finger, third finger. Okay? Should be a comfortable hand position. That's your left hand. And then your right hand actually goes inside the bell. And what I want you to do is just take your right hand like this, thumb right up against the side of it, and then I want you to turn it sideways and cup it just a little bit like this. See what I did? And now we're actually going to set that inside the bell like this. If I have my horn that's flat, it's along that back wall. Okay, see that? And that's where your right hand goes. It's actually inside the bell. I know I always have students asking, well, why do you do that? And then you'll have the kid that plays like this or like this. That's wrong. Put it on the part of the bell away from your body. And then your teacher may disagree with me, so if your teacher tells you to do it a different way, then you should do what your teacher says. But I've been taught that you should be comfortable when you play the horn. So don't put the horn into your body. It shouldn't be like this, because then you're going to muffle it. All the sound's going to go right into the middle of my body. That's not what we want. So you want it off to the side a little bit, and some people will advocate resting it on your knee or your leg. I can't really do that because I'm pretty tall, and I actually hold it off to the side. So see, this is, if you can look off to my right side, I'm holding the French horn. Some people, if you're a little shorter, you can kind of rest it on the side of your body a little bit, like more like this. And this is actually touching my torso. But if you see where my mouthpiece goes when I do that, that's not gonna work. You always take the instrument and bring it to you. So for me, I actually have to physically hold the French horn off my body. It may be okay to rest it if you're a little bit smaller in stature, but most people, I think, when you start getting older and you're an actual adult, you're gonna have to hold the instrument. That's pretty much all there is for carriage of the instrument and putting it together. When you take it apart, make sure you're gonna have to twist the mouthpiece most likely, especially if you twist it out on there. You can't just pull it off. That's okay. Just do a gentle twist. Don't really twist on it because again, you can pull the lead pipe off if it's stuck. So take your mouthpiece off and then just stick it gently back in the case. Make sure it's exactly where it's supposed to be before you close it. Sometimes they can kind of shift a little bit and they look like they're in the right spot, but they're not. So just be careful with that. I think that's all there is to it. It's pretty simple to put it together. I highly encourage you to watch our other videos on beginningbandbootcamp.com. And if you have any questions, as always, please feel free to email me or talk to your band director or your private lessons instructor. My email address is listed below. I wish you the best of luck and I hope you keep practicing.